So I'm Jav and I'm an SVG business coach and a graphic designer for Cricut. Starting today, we'll be doing a 6-day live series all about SVGs. And this is to help you understand what SVGs are and why they make such an amazing product to sell if you're working full time. So this series is especially for those who are working full time and have a full-time 9-to-5 job, are super busy, and on the same time they would like to start a business that they love, where they can sell things that they love to create rather than another job which they don't like. All right, so if you are someone who is working a 9-to-5 job, this is especially for you. This series will help you in learning more about SVGs and how you can create SVGs to sell and build your business on the side while you're still working full time. All right. So a lot of people are not aware about this area of designing and creating products, which is selling SVG cut files, and which is why I am doing this series. A lot of people think that the only way to make money doing something you love is by selling handmade products, which is not practical for those who are working 9-to-5 jobs, right? Because you have to put in so much effort. You have a very limited time frame to put the order together. And if you're super tired working a 9-to-5 job, you come home and then you work on your business. That's super hectic and super tiring, right? So in that case, an SVG business makes the most sense because you can work on that business whenever you're free, like right before going to the bed, after putting the kids to the bed. You can just work like 10 hours per week and you can build your shop slowly, and within 6 months you're gonna start seeing the return on investment. So join me every day for the next 6 days and to learn about how what SVGs are and the ins and outs of selling SVGs and everything in the next 6 days. All right. So creating SVGs is part of digital designing, where you create and design graphics digitally on a software like Adobe. So it comes under graphic designing. For example, some people like to create clip art, some people like to create templates and stuff like that, like presentation templates. So this is also a part of graphic designing, and you can create these graphics on Adobe or any other illustration software out there. So I started digital designing back in 2014 while I was studying biotechnology as a full-time student, and I started this as a part-time gig, and I started with designing sewing patterns. Not SVG files, but sewing patterns that can be cut on, that can be printed on a PDF on a printer, and then you need to cut it by hand. But the designing was all digital. So I've slowly transitioned into designing SVGs, and now I am working as a freelance graphic designer for Cricut, and I am running my own SVG shop on design bundles called Cut and Make Crafts. And I'll share my story in depth tomorrow, so you guys can see where I start from and what I have achieved so far and the potential there is when it comes to running an SVG business. But today I would like to shed some light on what SVGs are and why you should consider selling them over other products. So SVGs basically stands for Scalable Vector Graphic. scalable means that you can increase the size without losing the quality of the SVG. They're created in vector format using lines and shapes in illustration software like Adobe. And it's the file type which is most compatible with Cricut. So I know a lot of people, I'm sure you guys are aware of Cricut. It's a cutting machine, and the file type that they use is SVG. And the best part about SVGs is that everything is in different layers, and you can work in multiple layers, and you have the option to edit each layer separately. So let me show you in Design Space what SVG looks like and what's the difference between an SVG and a PNG. Let me just switch my screen over. All right, so here I am in Design Space, and on one side, on the left-hand side, this purple thing is the is the PNG. Yes, this live will be saved. So this thing over here is a PNG file, the purple and the blue one, and this one over here is an SVG file. So let me go to the layers panel and show you guys the difference between a PNG file and an SVG file. So as you can see in the layers panel, this PNG file, the blue and purple file, is a PNG file, which is print then cut. And you can see, even though there are so many colors here, it's just one layer, and I cannot edit the colors over here. This is a raster based image. That means it's the final image. Nothing can be done to it. It's fixed. The colors are fixed and everything is fixed. I can only print this out and cut it. However, the SVG file, you can see it's in multiple different layers. Each color has its own layer, and if I want, I can edit each layer separately. I can, oops, just give me a second. I can edit each individual layer separately. I can delete some parts. I can change the colors as well. So let me reduce this and ungroup this. So let's say I want to cut this out, but I don't want all these details. So I can go to my contour in the layers panel, and I can select hide all contours, and there you go. All the details are gone now. So this is the beauty of working with SVG files. You can easily edit each shape. You can change the colors of the shapes. You can, let's say I want to cut out a few circles on this. So I can just place a circle here, and let's do another one on the other side. And I can just select all of these and, sorry, for slice, you just need to select two. I can select both of these and click on slice. And there you go. Now we have a hole in that same layer, and you can easily modify it. So this is the beauty of SVG files, as opposed to the print and cut file. I can also change the color of this. Let's go to the color panel and select red color, and there you go. Now we have a red color background. But for this file, which is a PNG, I cannot edit anything. It will be as it is. So this is the beauty of SVG files. They are editable. They are their size is super small, so they're very shareable. You can easily share them without the file being too bulky. And that's the best part about SVGs. That's the best thing I like about SVGs, that they are so editable and modifiable and everything. So why do SVGs make such an amazing product to sell? So I am all about facts. You know, I need to believe something. I need the facts to be there. So if you're like me, I want to show you something from Google Trends. So if you want to test out if your idea is gonna sell and make profit, you need to go to Google Trends and see if other people are searching for that. So here I am in Google Trends, and I check the trend for the word SVG, for the term SVG. And as you can see, this is from 2004 till present, and you can see the graph. It used to be high, but then there was a dip, and over the past couple of years, so from 2014 till 2021, you can see there's a huge rise in the trend of the number of SVGs that people search for over here. So this tells us that the SVG demand is increasing, has increased over the year, and there is a high potential of it increasing over the next couple of years as well. So this is not just fluff and bluff I'm making up myself. You can see this is a proof that you can get from Google. Like, Google is the biggest company out there, and they have the data for they have a very sophisticated way of recording all this data to tell us whether something is good, what people are searching for, whether it's gonna work or not. And you can see this is the proof on Google how popular SVG has become over the past couple of years, and where it's gonna go. And this is the spike in 2020 when COVID started, and you can see that in 2020 there was a huge spike because people were at home, and the number of search for SVGs just went up high like mad. And if you had a shop back then, your shop must have done real good during that time. Excuse me. So as we go to the right, we can see the demand is still high, and it's gonna go higher because there are many more companies popping up. There is a new company, Glowforge. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about it. It's a laser cutting machine company, and over the past couple of years, the company has grown a lot. If you go to their statistics, and if you go to their Facebook page, and the company is growing year by year, day by day. So all of this is a proof that the demand for SVG is just rising and rising every single day. And I got serious about selling SVG cut files just 6 months ago. Before that, I was just playing around, but 6 months ago, I got dead serious about this stuff, and I started putting more effort in my shop. And here is a screenshot of stats from my shop on design bundles. I'm saving for Glowforge as well. It's so cool. So I don't sell on Etsy. I sell on design bundles, and these are the stats from my shop in design bundles. And you can see I don't even have a ton of products. I just have like 100 products, and I have made more than 4,000 sales in just 6 months. So this is a cool thing. This is a proof that SVGs are not going to go anywhere, and even if you start now, you have a huge room for growth. You have a huge room to make profit. Design bundles is a platform for selling digital products. Me too. I love design bundles as well. It's that's the place I buy all my stuff from, and I sell my SVGs there as well. And I tell people not to go to Etsy because Etsy is full of fake shops that sell a ton of stolen stuff. So I tell people to stay away from Etsy. So anyway, so this is the reason you want to get into selling SVG cut files. The second reason I love selling SVGs is the fact that you don't need to make them from scratch every single time you get a new order, as opposed to selling physical products where if you get a new order, you have to sit down, you have to assemble it, and you have to package it, and you have to go through all those processes to get some sale, to get some money out of it, and then you have to keep some money separate for raw materials, and you barely make any profit out of it. And that's why selling SVGs is like an ideal choice for someone who's working a full-time job, because you don't have that pressure that you need to go home and you need to create the product and you have to ship it out. It's just, you just make it and you forget it. And once it's created, you can sell it like 1,000,000 times, you know, to 1,000,000 different customers again and again on autopilot. So the only effort you put in is when you are creating the design from scratch. That's it. After that, it's all about promotion. And you can, for promotion, you can use Facebook ads. You can use a ton of different things if you don't have the time to promote on social media. So you can just use ads, and you can get your shop up and running and start getting some sales. And for me, this is a part-time gig as well, because I am a research assistant, and I am currently working on getting into PhD. So half the time I'm working on my applications, I'm working on my scholarship applications, and it's so much of work. And there are days where I don't even look at my SVG business. It just runs in the background, and I don't even have the time to open up. Like, there are 2 to 3 weeks pass, and I'm just working on my applications. I don't even look at my business, yet I keep on getting sales. I'll get back to you guys to the questions at the end. So, and as someone who has a 9-to-5 job, this is what you want, right? You want something, you want a business that's self-sustained, it runs on its own, it's effortless, and it's also fun at the same time. And your shop can run in the background while you're working your 9-to-5. This is a extremely practical and self-sustained business model that you can get, and the most suitable model for someone who is working a full-time 9-to-5 job, a business that you can build on the side, something that you can rely on if, God forbid, you lose your job, or all of a sudden you need this extra cash coming in. This business can act as a financial cushion, something you can bounce back on during a setback, you know? So you can build the inventory whenever you get the time, during the weekends or right before sleeping, after you have put the kids to bed. You can just sit with your computer or your iPad. You can create 2 to 3 SVGs in like an hour and upload them in your shop. And by just working 7 to 10 hours a week, you can build your shop on the side, which will start generating a good amount of money in just 6 months on autopilot. So it's so easy to do this, as opposed to selling custom tees, where every time you get a new order, you have to prepare it from scratch. You have to be there for the business to work, which is not possible if you're working a full-time 9-to-5, right? Because who has the energy and the time to first work your ass off in the office, and then you come back and then you have to you have to cook and whatnot, all the household stuff, and then you have to look out for the kids. Who has the time for that, right? So you need something that frees you from these chains, and it makes money and supports you. It's there for you even if you're not putting a lot of time into it, right? Thank you. So, and probably this is the reason you're putting off this whole idea of starting your own business, because it's so overwhelming to think about having this extra load of stuff, extra load of work to do while you're still so tired and from your daily 9-to-5 job, because even thinking about it is making me feel tired. Like if I'm working 9-to-5 every day, and on the back of my head I have this pressure that I have to go home and work on all these orders. So just thinking about it, it makes you overwhelmed, right? So in that case, having a business that runs on its own, that runs on autopilot, is the best thing you can do for yourself. And you need that business right now, because these days you don't have any job security. Anybody can lose a job anytime, literally, because people are downsizing their companies. Companies are always looking for a way to cut costs. A lot of people got laid off due to COVID as well. So you never know when you're gonna lose your job. So you need a business. You need a business right now, which can run on its own in the background while you're working 9-to-5. So this SVG business is the best way to dip your toes in making money doing something you'll love. And if you're serious about getting started, join my free masterclass on June 16th. It's at 7 p.m. EST on June 16th, where I will be showing you the step-by-step plan that you need to take, the step-by-step roadmap that you need to take to start making money from SVG cut files. There's a link in my bio, and you can sign up, save your spot. It's important to save your spot so that you don't miss out. And those who save their spots, they will also receive a 48-hour replay. So be sure to sign up via the link in my bio. There's a link in my bio. Just click on my name and go to my bio, and you'll see there's a sign up link in blue color. And at the end of the class, you'll also have the chance to enroll in my course, SVG Superstar, where you can learn to create high quality SVGs in just 30 days, even if you have zero design experience. I know a lot of people think that they cannot sell SVGs because they have never designed anything or they're not good at drawing, but that's not the case. I suck at drawing, yet I was able to create SVGs which were super popular, and thanks to those SVGs, I'm now working as a freelance graphic designer for Cricut. The course is around $400, but if you join the masterclass, you will have a special offer. There will be a special offer that you can redeem. It's only for those who sign up for the free masterclass. All right. So now, if you guys have any questions, you can ask the questions now. I'm just scrolling through to see if there are any past questions. So what do you do when your designs are stolen? So what you can do is you can hire a lawyer, file a DMCA. You can share the shop with your followers, so make them aware about it. This is always gonna be there, guys. Just because there are some bad people out there, some thieves out there, doesn't mean that you need to stop selling those files, right? Because think about the movie industry. Like, how many movies are pirated? People, like, this has been going on forever, right? Because people just used to download the movies and sell them in CDs. But did the movie industry collapse because of it? No, they're still doing pretty strong, right? So even if your SVGs get stolen, it's a bit of a setback. But if you have your own audience, it doesn't matter who steals your SVG files. If you have a solid base of customers, you have a solid fan base, you have a solid brand. It doesn't matter who steals or sells your SVGs, because the thieves don't last forever. There was a time when in blogging world where people had bots installed, where they would scrape off the entire blog post and put it on their own website and use Pinterest to promote it. But in 6 to 12 months, all of these websites just disappeared, but my blog is still up there. So yeah, even if people are stealing SVGs, they don't last for long. You can report their shops to get their shops shut down, but I would advise to stay away from Etsy and open up your shop on a platform that supports designers. Unfortunately, Etsy is not the right place, because when somebody complains about a stolen design, Etsy sometimes shuts the designer's shop down instead of shutting the thieves' shop down. So I would suggest staying away from Etsy and selling on other platforms like design bundles. I create some SVGs from scratch on Affinity Designer. So I use both Affinity Designer and Adobe. If you don't have Adobe, you can use Affinity Designer or Inkscape, but I don't recommend using Inkscape. I highly recommend using Affinity Designer. It's super affordable. It's probably around $30-ish. I'm not sure about the price. But yeah, definitely go for Affinity Designer. It's extremely affordable and it's very professional, much better than Inkscape. So best places, I just mentioned Adobe and Affinity, and to sell them, I would highly recommend design bundles. There's Creative Market, Hungry JPEG. All these websites are good and they support the designers. Thank you. I'm so glad you found this helpful, Coco's journey. Yes, it's at 7 p.m. EST. Alrighty, so if that is it, if you guys don't have any other questions, we're gonna end the live session now. So tomorrow I will be breaking down my personal story of how I got started and where I am right now, how I got there, and all those details. So if you guys are interested, be sure to join me for tomorrow, and do not forget to sign up for the free masterclass on June 16th at 7 p.m. EST. Alrighty, thank you, Toby, for tuning in. Toby has been my student since 2019, and she creates some amazing cake toppers. Do check out her SVGs on her profile. All right, thank you, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.